Hello and welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Reacts, and a seven choice again this week.
I almost didn't want you to tell him that, but it will be
So,
evident pretty quickly.
what joys have you brought us?
Well, I don't know how long it will be at date of release, but not that long ago, or a long time ago, depending on when this comes out, the Eurovision Song Contest has come out. And for anyone who's watched our Ramstein recommendations, the amount of times I dropped the term Eurovision, I am quite a fan of Eurovision. But I would say in most years, and if not all years, Eurovision happens on one night and then I move on with my life because it's all trash and every song should get in the bin, but it's fun for one evening. This year, I've become a little bit obsessed with one of the songs from Eurovision, and it is the Georgia entry by a band called Circus Mircus, and the song is called Lock Me In. Now, Chris, how do you feel about Eurovision?
It can sit on a big pile of fire, burn away forever, and die, or it can be exactly what it is now, which is something that I just ignore.
So, I mean, I don't know whether after that feeling, which I get the feeling that you're not so keen from what you said there, but maybe I'm just not reading the room right. But what might be a selling point for this for you then is that these days there are semi-finals. So they have a 2-night semi-final, and a load of the artists that haven't pitched in money have to perform, and then X amount of them, a lot of them, I will say, make it through to the final. Now, this got knocked out in the semi-final, so this didn't even make the final. So that might be a unique selling point for you. But yes, thank you very much again to the Facebook group. And this year we did do quite a bit on Eurovision night. We had kind of running chat on there, which was really good. But thanks very much to again someone from the Facebook group, Mark Dunn, who said during Eurovision, you want to listen to this. It got knocked out in the semi-final. It's brilliant, and he wasn't lying. I did want to listen to it, and I've been listening to it pretty much on a daily basis ever since. Doesn't mean it's good though.
I was going to say the only thing that I know of Eurovision was Lordi won, and I was like, oh look, there's a metal band there that have won it with their second-rate version of War.
Yes, but a real novelty. I mean, I remember that year, and the thing that brought me the most pleasure, I thought my mum somewhere else, because I wasn't with her, like I wasn't around her house or anything, is watching this, and I can only imagine how appalled she is right now. And that was the big selling point for them for me. But don't expect metal here, Chris. This is Eurovision craziness and wonderfulness for me.
So let's get the ears in
and ready for
let's start some
treat.
Let's start some Circus Mircus.
Let's go.
Show me what you got. On the count of, from the ground up now. Here we come as we all know. Mama said not to show what you are. Step it up now. Get it done now. Hey, what you got? Shoot it to the stars. To the top now. Cross the moon and down. We're here till we blow up. Trying hard will not get you really far. Mix it up now. It's alright, pal. Take me to the spacecraft, 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 take me to the spacecraft. Now, right now, right now, right now. Take me to the spacecraft, take me to the spacecraft. Take me to the spacecraft, 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 take me to the spacecraft.
for a large part of that, before I naturally got drawn into the song and started moving from side to side, because you can't help yourself because it's such an amazing song. For a large part, I was just kind of staring intently at you to see if I could gauge any reaction. And for a large part, I couldn't. But there was a moment where it was like your face just kind of dropped, as in, oh, fucking hell. And I feel like in my head, it's when you saw that there was still quite a bit of time to go.
The chorus was the I was like, really? The chorus just was going on for far too long. It's weak.
Heathen.
And I'm all for genre mashing, but doing it well. This is confused, trying too hard to be many things and doing none of them well.
See, whereas I would say, what a beautiful melting pot of all the best things in music. Georgia, you know how to make music. But it's not over yet, Chris.
No, there's a minute left for them to turn this around and
I'll be honest, they ain't winning you round in the next minute, but I'm gonna fucking love every second of it. Let's go. Now, again, I think conceptually, for someone who doesn't like Eurovision, like it's probably hard to get where I'm going to go with next. But for me, that is the most perfect Eurovision song ever made, because of its absolute weirdness, oddity, lunacy, attempting to do, as you say, so many things. And for me, it's just done in such a fun fashion. Like, I love it. I cannot stop listening to it.
See, annoyingly, and if it came on a playlist, I probably wouldn't be skipping it. Am I going to go out of my way to listen to it? No. But it is easily the best Eurovision-based song that I have heard since Hard Rock Hallelujah.
Well, and you know, like how I guess the UK in their time have done it, where they've put in like a band that pre-existed or a band with a reputation, and generally ones I don't like. And I always wondered whether they kind of do this in other countries. So after loving it, I then went to see what else Circus Mircus have done, and I have now found Circus Mircus's music, and I now listen quite often to Circus Mircus music. However, and possibly for interest to you, and I really like this because they did a version of that song with an orchestra playing. Now, when I say an orchestra playing in the background, it's kind of filmed in front of a school, and they have a child's choir, and I just thought, oh, you know, like quite cool. And they've also got a version called Circus Mircus Lock Me Incubus, which is them leaning into a heavier version of it. And as I say, some of their songs does lean into the more metal side of the world. A weekend, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying like but yeah, a really interesting band that as I say, for me, that I found that I never would have heard of if it hadn't have been for Eurovision, and a joyous addition to my life. Because sometimes I think, you know, like I love well, you'll all get to see over the time the sort of stuff that we love and we don't love. But sometimes I just like stuff that's just a little bit kind of off the wall and a little bit quirky and weird. And it doesn't necessarily have to be full of that substance. I just like people to try stuff, I think, sometimes. And this really worked for me.
See, as I said, it's not offensive.
No.
It's just I have seen many bands do the genre melding before much better, and as I said, this may be one of those where I listen to it another few times and it might turn it around and might become that little bit of an earworm because it is that saccharine level of catchy.
If I could provide any context to that, I think at first my other half, long-suffering other half, I think found it quite fun. And the more she had to listen to it, because I forced her, it went to deep-seated hatred very quickly. And I just get the absolute look now whenever I put it on, which is regular. And it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, can you not find something else to listen to? And the answer is no, I can't. I can't find something else to listen to.
But as I said, it's the best thing that I've heard from any Eurovision adjacent thing. It's like that Manskin, because obviously they got massive from last year. They're shit. I saw the Rasmus were there this year.
Yeah, they were bad. And they were bad before this, but they were bad during this as well.
It does make me think if like if we were doing a Eurovision and doing it properly and we're picking actual bands that show their nation and do it properly, obviously you'd have Rammstein representing Germany and get a Sabaton doing Sweden. I feel that may be something for some time where we have to do.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, like with the concept of the King of the Sing tournament, which we will be running and will continue to run. I mean, maybe this-ish time next year when we come round to Eurovision, maybe that's what we do. We find the representatives for these countries and put on an even better show. I don't know which one of the two of us will do the Graham Norton commentary and which one of the two of us will be whatever god-awful presenter that can't even read the cue cards that are put in front of him. But between the two of us, we'll figure it out. But yeah, maybe
I think you get to do the commentary part because you know what Norton says because I don't watch it.
I mean, he just kind of tells you like what he saw in the dress rehearsal, which is rubbish. Because I'm like, I'm watching this, mate. Don't tell me what happened like before. But that sounds like a decent idea of maybe we create our own Eurovision next year and see if we can do it better.
So until next time, rate, subscribe, ring bells, do all the YouTubey things.
In the comments, let us know that this was the best song in Eurovision ever, and it's a travesty that it didn't win. Although I imagine for those who watched it, a lot of people were quite happy that Ukraine won it because it felt kind of right in the world. But this should have come second and shouldn't have been knocked out in the semis. But let us know that you agree in the comments.
And until next time, goodbye.